Now, there was a news poll yesterday which showed support for the coalition plunge into a record low. With a primary vote of 31%, the coalition finds itself in its equal worst result since polling records began in the mid-1980s. Interestingly, although understandably, Pauline Hanson's One Nation now sits at a 3-year high of 7%. Centre-right voters are looking for a home. The Liberal Party ought to be it. Now, of course, being just after an election, Labor enjoys a honeymoon period, aided by non-stop gushing from the media. It appears the Prime Minister and his team can do no wrong, even if they continue to shy away from making decisions on the big issues facing hard-working Australians. You don't need to orchestrate a jobs summit in Canberra to seek answers on the economic problems we face. Nor would any sensible government let Sally McManus anywhere near the driver's seat. Productivity is the only game in town. And how do we boost productivity? Wind back the ballooning welfare system, which breeds a culture of dependency on government. Embrace our resources sector and ensure coal and gas plants remain open and not shut, so we have cheap domestic energy production. Invest in nuclear power, so we can bolster commerce in regional Australia and create decent paying jobs. Reduce the bloated bureaucracy, and while you're at it, cut taxes so Australians can keep more of their own money rather than allowing politicians to waste it. In other words, let's cut the guy ropes of pesky regulation and green lawfare, and let's get moving again. This is what a refreshed and revamped Liberal Party ought to fight for. Can the new leader, Peter Dutton and his team, get the party back on track and give supporters something to fight for? Let's hope so. Because for too long, the Liberal Party has been hijacked by people who, frankly, belong in the Labor Party or worse, the Greens. Especially in the past 2 years, supporters have felt betrayed by the party as it failed to stand up and defend the values and principles it purports to represent. The values of freedom, the adherence to human rights, reward for effort, equal opportunity, self-responsibility, and creating economic settings which allow business to prosper, not flounder. Last year, with the help of others, I put together a book titled Australia Tomorrow. You can purchase your copy online. It's a collection of essays by eminent centre-right thinkers, politicians, and business leaders in Australia. My hope is that this book would act as a somewhat manifesto for a future Liberal Party which decides to show a willingness to take on Labor and show some political courage. The way I see it, the Liberals have surrendered on so many fronts. Net zero emissions, yep. Let's fly to Glasgow and shake Greta Thunberg's hand. Big government, yep. Let's hand over virtually all decision-making to public health officials and give states an elevated platform with the unconstitutional National Cabinet.